A very warm welcome to everyone to SheHacks 5.0, India's largest female-only student-organized hackathon, organized in collaboration with Aparoksha, the annual technical fest of the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Allahabad, an event that hosts talks from accomplished speakers in the tech domain and workshops by skilled professionals in the industry.
Jaswinder Singh has been an active part of the Mintbase ecosystem since its inception and is a computer programmer, decentralization node, and is passionate about building climate change solutions. He is the co-founder of Harmonic Technology Guild, which lets you make your own NFT economy without worrying about the technical infrastructure on top of Near Protocol. We can't wait to hear all that Jaswinder sir has to share with us about the future of the web and the NFT economy. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Ashima. Thanks, Nikuj. This is great to be here, guys. First of all, it's an honor to be talking to all of you guys, and I'm really looking forward to the session. I would really appreciate if you guys participate as much as possible. I know you can write on the chat. If you have any questions, we'll cover that as well. But try to participate as much as you can. Let me quickly share my screen, and then we'll go through a bunch of things. I'll introduce myself briefly as well. Um, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Guys, feel free to keep yourselves unmuted so that I can hear you guys all the time. Rest, it's up to you. As you can see, there are two logos on the top of the slide. We could quickly cover them, and then we could discuss about the main topic today. So there's Mintbase, there's Harmonic. We will be shortly covering what Mintbase is. I know you guys might have know already what Mintbase is, so we will just touch upon that for some time. I can cover about what Harmonic is, which me and my partner Quinton Armitage has founded. And essentially, the theme of this session is going to be non-fungible tokens as your gateway to building a Web3 community. So to quickly just introduce myself and then move on with the discussion. I'm a co-founder of Harmonic Technology Guild, which is a DAO on top of Near Protocol. We mostly build utility tooling for NFTs, meaning if you want to do something with your NFTs, we truly believe that you don't have to worry about the technical infrastructure. You should be only worrying about your business problems and its solutions. We give you the infrastructure for anything that you want to do. An example of what we do is membership NFTs. If you have a club that you want to onboard to the whole Web3 world and you want to keep their memberships as NFTs, that's one thing we do. I love talking about decentralization, this new age of internet, how blockchains and as immutable ledger helps us in building that decentralized version of the internet, and how a native money layer is needed for that. I'm also pretty passionate about climate change, and one of the reasons for building on Near is that it's a climate neutral, South Pole certified blockchain. When I'm not nerding about all of this stuff, I like to play guitar. I try to do a bit of salsa, but I haven't done that in a while. So we would be talking about NFTs as your gateway to building a Web3 community. What we have seen in the last 2 years in all the uphill of different cryptocurrencies and crypto projects that you see online is that it is very important for you to build your Web3 community. And a lot of people also do this by saying that they build the community first and they build the product later. One of the ways to build these communities that I have been seeing on Twitter and on other discussion forums is by launching your non-fungible token as a digital ownership uh, token for everyone who believes in your ideas, who believes in the roadmap, and who want to support you early before the real product is out. And actually, engaging your community so early in the pipeline helps you make the product which would sell the very first day because the community has been involved since the very beginning, right? So we're going to cover that in a bit, but before that, I think we must go through what Mintbase is, what Mintbase does, how can you use Mintbase to do something similar. what does Harmonic does, what we are building on top of Mintbase, and a simple exercise that you could follow along on the presentation. And then we'll have a bunch of questions, and if you have anything for me. So this is what we are doing today. Introductions, which is done. What is Mintbase? What is Harmonic Guild? What is Harmonic building on Mintbase? What and how can you build something similar or something very different using Mintbase? How your NFT series, your NFT project could help you get an entry to Web3. And if you have any questions. And of course, last not the least, we are hiring. Mintbase is hiring. Harmonic is hiring. So if you guys are willing to have a chat, there would be contact details for you guys to note down. So very quickly, let's talk about what Mintbase is and what Mintbase does. Before that, let's talk about what non-fungible tokens are. So a very simple definition that I've come up with myself, and probably some of it is copy-pasted from Wikipedia, is that non-fungible token is a receipt of ownership of a digital asset. Anything that you want to represent on chain, you basically create a receipt of it and you say, I own this thing and this is the receipt and this lies on this immutable ledger, which is your blockchain. Right now, this chain could be anything, Ethereum, Near, Casper, what have you. But the sense of it is that it's a representation of something which is different than your fungible tokens, right? It is different than your money. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, all of these are fungible tokens. I mean, a $10 bill that you would have, a $10 bill that I would have, they are sort of exchangeable, right? You give it to me and I give it to you. At the end of the day, we still have same amount of money. But what about something that cannot be exchanged with a uniform layer of incentives? A good example to think about that is, let's say you have a Mona Lisa painting, I have a Starry Nights painting, and there is no way you give that to me and I give that to you, and that's a fair trade, right? So how do you represent all these things on chain? How do you represent any digital asset on chain which have their own uniqueness? Is how you basically do that with non-fungible tokens. The term non-fungible means that they are not exchangeable as is. There is no uniform layer which says that 5 Mona Lisa equal to 5 Starry Nights or 3 Starry Nights and what have you. Most of the NFTs that you see in the hype world on Twitter or whatnot are mostly images, but there are music NFTs which are coming up. There are video NFTs that are coming up. But I firmly believe that the most creative ideas, the most creative things that you can do with this digital ownership tool is yet to be unexplored. So that's a quick, short introduction of what non-fungible tokens are. When you want to build your own non-fungible token, if you want to create your own non-fungible token, the smart contract that you will be deploying on chain is pretty complex, to be honest. There are several reasons for why that maintaining and deploying and developing your own NFT smart contract is difficult. First of all, it is very difficult to build. There are a lot of standards that go about it. And then you have to deploy it to chain, which is also, I wouldn't say a very difficult task, but it is still comparatively different than traditional programming and deployment of applications. And for being a coder, for a programmer, it is still easy. But for artists and musicians who are not that tech savvy, it is very difficult. And in this open and decentralized version of web, there is no reason why a musician and an artist shouldn't be able to do something that a programmer could do, right? So we'll come to how Mintbase solves that problem later. But let's talk about why even programmers wouldn't want to maintain or develop their own smart contracts for themselves. As I said, it is difficult to build in the first place, but let's say you get the code open source and then you deploy it to the chain of your choice. You will still have to maintain it for continuous security features, and you'll also have to upgrade it for new features that your community keep on asking, right? Now, if you are starting up your own NFT business, a lot of your time will be spent in handling all of this technical infrastructure capabilities. And if you look at even the Web 2 version of Web, you would want to stay away from all that infrastructure complexities, and you just want to focus on your business problems. A good example for this could be that we don't set up our own physical servers at home and host our websites. We usually prefer using AWS or Azure for infrastructure. So following up on that, Mintbase is a global platform that allows anyone to create NFTs without worrying about technical complexities. Be it an artist, be it a painter, anyone can create NFTs in a matter of clicks. And I'll show you a demo and see how intuitive it is for anyone to create it. To sort of sum up what Mintbase really does, on top of Near Protocol. Near Protocol is the chain that Mintbase builds on. Mintbase has and it maintains a series of smart contracts that they have come up with. The team behind Mintbase is really great, and they have come up with all these smart contracts that make it possible for you to create your own NFT stores and your own NFTs and then list them on market. Now, one other philosophy that Mintbase sort of believes in is that uh, the whole infrastructure is not sort of closed source. Anyone could build something similar to Mintbase. So, along with the smart contract, they have written a very friendly library. They call it Mintbase JS, and I've tried to put it here, uh, which basically is a simple JS client layer where you could talk to the smart contract in a very simple way. So you don't really have to be this blockchain savvy developer who knows how smart contracts are used, how smart contracts are accessed, and whatnot. You just have to go through the JavaScript client and just start using it out of the door. So that really makes it easy for you to use Mintbase's infrastructure and build something similar. And the incentives are architect are built in a way that Mintbase is has still has an incentive to build all of this stuff for you. Let me give you a quick example at the risk of a time delay. So this is the Mintbase website. We will be coming to this shortly again. But what all you see here could actually be built using the Mintbase JavaScript client. So if all of you want to experiment, this is the place you should come to. A simple example is one of the client marketplaces that Harmonic has built. This is a very interesting comic coming out of Nashville, Tennessee, Seven Dead Stars. So this is a marketplace that Harmonic has built for them. And this is purely built with Mintbase JS, as in the back end of it. Of course, the front end and the UI is something else. So essentially, you could build all the functionalities that the Mintbase UI has on your own custom marketplaces or anything, your custom applications as well, by using Mintbase JS. So if you want to build your own applications on top of Mintbase, Mintbase JS is the place you should be. One other philosophy that I really like about Mintbase is their true commitment to decentralization. So this is a quick example of how smart contracts on Mintbase work. On other NFT platforms, there is usually a shared smart contract that everybody uses. So the company, the organization, must have deployed a smart contract that all the people access to create their NFTs, to transfer their NFTs, to buy them, sell them, put them in auction, whatever they want to do, right? The problem here is that the person who has deployed, the organization who has deployed the smart contract could just run away with it or could just make changes to it, as these are upgradable in most of the chains these days. So although this is decentralized in terms of that this is on chain, but this is still centralized in terms of ownership because the person who has deployed the store, NFT store, sort of own it in a way. Mintbase believes in a different philosophy in true decentralization. So it actually gives you a smart contract, which is actually a factory contract instead of a simple contract. So when you connect to this contract the first time, you essentially get your own contract, which I've tried to show here. Now, for all the subsequent interactions, you will be interacting with your own smart contract, your own store, and not something that the Mint base deployed initially for you to create your own stores. So in this version of things, nobody can run away with the master contract because this store contract is owned by you. So nobody has ownership on your contract. So this is a very important paradigm shift from other NFT platforms to Mintbase. And this is, as a decentralization nerd, this is one of the things that I really like about Mintbase. So guys, this is all about Mintbase and how they do things in the NFT world on near blockchain. A quick introduction to what Harmonic is and what Harmonic is doing, which I'm a co-founder of. So Harmonic is a DAO on top of Near. DAOs are decentralized autonomous organizations where we vote, we present our proposals, we hire people, everything happens on chain, and the incentives are on chain as well. And we try to keep the revenues and royalties as much as on chain. So Harmonic basically builds utility tooling on Mintbase and Near. Now, what I mean by that is once we have the basics of NFTs, as in decentralized stores, the ability to mint NFTs, the ability to put them on sale, what next, right? If you want to build your own application on top with these NFTs, we again say that you don't have to worry about the technical infrastructure. And that's where an organization like Harmonic comes in and says, let us build all these NFT applications so that you can use them readily in your product. You don't really have to worry about building these applications. So think of it as Mintbase doing the basics of NFT and providing this very sound infrastructure for NFTs, and then we build applications on top of it. So it will be clear in this slide. So these are the 4 main products, applications that we are building right now, but there's a whole bucket list of things that we could do and are in pipeline. So one of the products that we do is custom marketplaces. We think that the Near ecosystem will be well off with marketplaces run by DAOs of DAOs instead of centralized authorities. You would see some popular NFT marketplaces on Ethereum having a lot of centralization issues lately. We think that the solution to that is marketplaces not owned by any centralized authority, but rather several DAOs or at least one DAO, but not a central authority. Other exciting things that we do with NFTs is NFT rentals. We think that the ability to rent your NFTs in the future would be a really important use case for people in play to earn games, in memberships, in ticketing. If you could rent out your tickets to somebody, if you could rent out your membership NFTs to someone for some time being, we think all of that is really important. Then another application that we are building is membership NFTs. So we are already doing a POC out of Lisbon, Portugal, with a club, and we are building membership NFTs with them, for them, and we'll see how it goes. Last but not the least, which is being developed at the moment and is ready, is NFT gated content. So going back to building your own Web3 community, when you build your own Web3 community, there's going to be a lot of communications with them. There's going to be a lot of content amongst the community that you might want to open to the general public, and then you might want to keep some content that is exclusively for members. We think that as a token of digital ownership, you could really use these NFTs to gate your content on your sites, on your applications as well. So how it would look like is you log into your website, and if you have a certain NFT in your wallet, you get access to certain content. If you do not have that NFT, you'll have to probably buy it or own it, whatever the gamification version of it looks like. So all these NFT applications is what Harmonic is doing right now. And I think this is time for us to run a small exercise, I really hope you guys tag along with me. Let me go to the Mintbase testnet site. So for this, guys, you don't really need real tokens. You could have your testnet tokens. You might need a wallet. You'll have to go to wallet.testnet.near.org. Let me see if I could do that quickly. So you'll probably have to go here, and then you'll have to create your own wallet. These are not real dollars. So yeah, let's create a store and see how you can mint your own NFTs, and then you could send it to someone that you know. So these are some stores that I already have for some testing purposes and whatnot. Let me see. Yes. So I come to create, I say I want to create a new store. This is basically you deploying your own smart contract via the factory contract that Mintbase exposes. So I'm just going to say SheHacks rocks, and I'm going to say SHR. Just going to make it camel case. Actually, it doesn't matter because the chain perceives it at small caps. So it asks for initial 6.5 near storage, which is essentially for storage and not something that Mintbase charges you. So there's no real money that Mintbase is making off of you with this. Right. This will take some time. Okay. So once you create your smart contract, this is actually owned by you now. I could quickly show you the smart contract near Explorer. You could actually see right. So you could see that a create store function was invoked in the smart contract, which is the backend of all this. And now you have your own smart contract, shehacks rocks.mintspace2.testnet. So you truly own this and nobody can run away with this. So this is actually as decentralized as it gets. Now we could actually go to, we would go to the store itself and we will mint an NFT. So let's try doing that. Let me see if I can get something in my system worth minting at the moment. Interesting. So I'll just pick this t-shirt that I used to design as a kid, and I just revived them from my old PC. So you upload the image that you want to use. You say she hacks cool t-shirt. This token represent how cool SheHacks is. You could add tag, meta build, art, DeFi, ticket, whatever you want to do. One of the important things that in NFTs are whenever your NFTs are sold again and again, the original artists get something via the smart contracts. Even now, if you look at the traditional, let's say, music industry, whenever your music is sold again and again, the original artist does get some amount from subsequent sales. The only problem is that in the traditional world, it's very difficult to track all of it. But when there's a smart contract in place and you have embedded who should get the royalties and who should get the revenue, the smart contract does that manual labor for you, right? So I'm just going to add some people who would get the royalties from the sales of this. And this is all testnet, guys. So minting music 1.testnet. Minting music is a client of Harmonic. It's almost a sister organization. Let me see if music test 1 Testnet is another account of mine. So you put 50% royalties each. That's it. You could actually put revenue as well, which is the first sale. If you don't put it, everything comes to you. So you don't do it. You could put the date. You could put more media. Actually, you could put a video and audio and stuff. You could put documents as well, PDF, what have you. You could say location. You could say website. I'm just going to say Harmonic. And if there's anything other metadata that you want to put, and mind you, all this metadata actually goes on chain, so it is sort of immutable after that, right? So if you want to put something there, it'll always be there until the network goes down. So it is going to take some time to mint. It should actually send you to testnet wallet to sign a transaction. I might have screwed something up there. Let me quickly do it again. Oh, okay. So a bit late, but that's what the testnet is for, guys, experiments. So the previous mint actually just redirected me to the testnet wallet, and now we will sign the transaction and we will get the NFT minted. Great. Let's go to our stores. SheHacks rocks. No NFT yet. It'll take some time to upload. It's being uploaded. Okay. We have the NFT that we minted. It is actually going to take some time because we are directly talking to the chain, and blockchains are not yet that fast as compared to your traditional backends. But point being, this is how simple it is for you to deploy your own smart contract and then start minting. So as a programmer, also, I think it takes a lot from your plate. So you can now worry on other problems. And as somebody who is not that tech savvy, this makes it very easy to launch your own NFT, to launch your own NFT collection, and all of that in a decentralized way. If you want to build your own UI around this, you could certainly do that with Mint-based.js, as I mentioned. And this is a fine example of how you can do it. You could actually try to see if we could buy one of the NFTs from here. So when you actually say buy, it will send you to this near page, reminds you that you don't have enough money, which is sad and okay. So that's it for the exercise, guys. But I really suggest you guys, if you like experimenting, please go to testnet.mintbase.io, create your store, create your NFT. It will also start showing up in your wallet, which is something that I didn't show you. But let's see if I can. Minting music. Okay. Probably it'll take some time to show up. Okay. You can see that when I go to wallet.testnet.near.org, I can now actually see the t-shirt that I just minted in my wallet, right? So here's your own verification. You could actually see the transaction for making that NFT on the store as well. You can see that 6 minutes ago, this create NFT mint function was executed. So all of this is now in an immutable ledger, and you have this record of everything that you have done. So there is no denying that you did it, and that opens a whole set of applications for you. So as I said in the beginning, NFTs are a great way to start your own Web3 community, right? Some of the reasons why NFTs would do that for you as compared to, let's say, fungible tokens or other things is fungible tokens is your own money, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Near, and there is some serious um, economics that goes behind building your own fungible tokens. So if you are straight out of the gate, you want to do some quick market validation, you want to build an application that you want to put in hands of your customers, NFT might be a good way to do it instead of launching your own fungible tokens. When you do NFTs, you're actually giving your community an ownership of sorts in your project. Later on, you could build a real ownership with the NFTs as well, but in the beginning too, there is an ownership which is embedded in your NFTs as the POC. So doing an NFT series is far more easy than designing a fungible token, than designing your own money. And NFT also gives this feeling of ownership to your community, right? To think of it in a different light, let's say when you use Facebook, when you use Twitter, you don't really own your Facebook account or your Twitter account, right? It's all the back end of Twitter and Facebook that really owns it, and they can block you at any time. So there's no sense of ownership, but there is still word of mouth. Imagine when you actually own a digital asset on chain that represent something, right? That's when the word of mouth goes exponential. And that is something we have been seeing for the last 2 years with NFTs is people talk about NFTs so much as compared to traditional Web2 assets is because this is something they own instead of something that they can access like Facebook and Twitter. And then there is this immutable network which theoretically won't go down, and you could show this ownership to anybody for rest of your life, for the eternity, and that opens this huge set of applications for you. A lot of projects try to build utility in these NFTs, meaning they try to distribute their revenue according to the NFTs. So, on the basis of how much NFTs you have, the founder might split the revenue of the business with you. We have seen such use cases. So, you attract your initial audience with minting your NFT series. You send NFTs to them. You probably sell them to raise some initial money as well, and then you provide utility to all the NFT holders. This also transition could also transition to your own DAO. So your NFT is basically a token of being a member of your DAO, and then the DAO can participate in governance and can participate in what features you as a product should build next, right? A very good example of this on Near, which is happening right now, is the Near Nods NFTs. They started as a simple NFT series, but now they are adding all these utilities and all these revenue splitting schemes and all these ways you can make money because you are a near node holder, and then participation in the DAO and whatnot, right? So this, as compared to Web 2, make it very easy for you to build a community. And once you have a community, it is very easy to build your own product and essentially your own startup. Uh, so non-fungible tokens could do that to you if you want to do it. And these are the kind of platforms that make it easy for you. Mintbase is going to make it easy for you to build the NFTs. Harmonic is going to make it easy for you to build applications. So let's say you want to do membership NFTs for your club in your college. You could do that with Harmonic, which essentially uses Mintbase as the fundamental layer. Um, Last but not the least, guys, we are hiring. Mintbase is hiring. Harmonic Guild is hiring too. You could contact Maria for that. You could contact Regina for that. Harmonic is hiring too. You can contact me. You could contact my co-founder as well. I'm going to keep this slide open if you guys want to take screenshots. Um, you could and you should follow us on Twitter. We go by Harmonic Guild, Mintbase, Mintbase DAO. If you want to chat with me personally, I go by Justification. Feel free to send in a text and we could have a chat. Um, we are hiring very aggressively. So if you want to build something very cool, please get in touch. And that is it for me, guys. If you have any questions, please bring it on. And I really appreciate questions. So let me know, guys.
So, thank you so much, sir, for your words of advice and encouragement at this very important time. It was a really fruitful session, and we love knowing about you, your work, and especially Mintbase. On behalf of Team SheHacks, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us today and leaving us with such valuable information and a renewed outlook towards technology. And sir, I think we still don't have any questions as far
Cool.
as I can see.
Cool.
In case you have any questions, you can ask.
Yes, you can add it in the Q&A section.
Yeah, feel free to ask.
Nice.
So, as there are no questions, we will resume our session at 5 p.m. with Dr. Vishwa Mehta from the Graph Foundation. Till then, hang in there. Do not spam the chat box and post your queries in the Q&A section to keep it separate from the live chat.
Cool.
Thank you, sir, for
Thanks, guys. Thank you for
such an
having me.
informative session.
See you guys soon.
Yes.
Really fruitful session. Thank you, sir.
Also, presenting a word from our sponsor. As a female developer, you understand the importance of smart presentation. A .co domain name is as innovative as you are. It allows you to create a more succinct, powerful, and global URL for your startup or business idea. As an attendee of SheHacks 22, you can receive a full .co domain bundle to showcase your work. This bundle includes one .co domain name, one email account, a website builder, Linux hosting, and 500 megabytes of storage. This bundle promotion ends on March 22, 2022. So don't wait to launch your idea online and take advantage of this exclusive offer today. And for now, we'll break and you can rejoin us at 5 p.m. for a session by Dr. Vishwa Mehta. Thank you, guys.